Hey everyone, it's Matt McWilliams here from Affiliate Launches Made Simple. And today I want to address the question of how often can I do an affiliate launch? Definitely one of the more common questions that I have been asked over the years. And it really ties to the fact that, there's a beauty to launches that Jeff Walker talks about, this thing called the launch echo, and it's an event and all of these things. There's a beauty to a launch. It can bring in a massive amount of revenue in a very short amount of time. And that's huge. I love launches. Well, that's what I talk about. I talk about affiliate launches. And I love the fact that when you do a big launch, that it is an event, that it does create a lot of buzz in your community, that it does become something that people are talking about at the virtual water cooler, that it is something that has that launch echo where you have people during a launch and after a launch that are really they're getting sucked up into what I call the vortex. The excitement, the fact that there's a closed cart and there's a deadline and there's all these people promoting things in one fell swoop, and it's exciting. It's an exciting thing to be a part of. It's an exciting thing to run. It's an exciting thing to be an affiliate for. It's an exciting thing to be somebody who's in the funnel, potential customer. It's just exciting. And then, the other side of it, though, is that you have a launch, and say it could be a big launch. It could be a multi-million-dollar launch, and then nothing. Other than payment plans, your revenue naturally takes a very precipitous drop. And that part is concerning for people. How do you reconcile the pluses and the minuses? And so when people ask me how often can I launch, really what they're saying is how often can I have the good stuff from the launch? How can I do this like every month and make a lot of money? And the answer is you really can't. You can't do this every month. You can't do this every quarter. I believe realistically you can do 2 affiliate launches per year. Now, my personal preference is to do one, but you can do 2. And I'm going to show you kind of the logistics, behind that in a moment. But I typically believe you can do one small one or to medium-sized one, and then your one big one every year, where you get a little crazy with things like prizes and you bring in all the big hitters at once. And then the other one is, hey, if you want to promote it, great. But I've heard people say, well, can I do one like every 10 months, or 2 every 10 months? Can I stretch it, make it just a little bit shorter and do, every 5 months? And the problem with that is I believe that regardless of when your launches are, you want to own at least one of those times every year. So, for Jeff Goins, for example, the second Monday in October every year is when his launch is going to start for Tribe Riders. With Ray Edwards, that when it's like around the end of March to early April, that's his launch time. You can book it. Every year, we're going to launch around that time. With Ron Friedman with the Peak Work Performance Summit. And by the way, all of these are great affiliate things that you could promote. So if you go look on my site for each one of them, or we'll include links below to each of those launches, more information where you can sign up. But every year that the first full week after New Year's Day. So if New Year's Day is on a Wednesday, I think that would mean the 6th, the 5th or 6th. That's when the promo for that summit starts. Every year like clockwork, that's when it's starting. You want to own that time. Michael Hyatts, 5 days to your best year ever. We've changed it a little bit this year, but it's at the end of the year getting ready for the following year. It's just like clockwork every year. So you want to have one of those times that you can own. And if you do one every 5 months, well, then you can't really own a time naturally. So you want to own that time. So my suggestion, if the downside to launches is something that is troubling for your business, and I totally get that, especially if a launch doesn't go as planned. Let's say you plan on bringing in, let's just do, reasonable numbers for, say, a second time launch. You plan on bringing in $100,000 and it only brought in 50. Well, for a lot of people, by the time you pay out affiliate commissions and prizes, that you're not going to make much money. And that can actually have a negative effect on your bottom line. That's a $50,000 difference there. That can have a definite impact on your bottom line. And not to get hyperbolic here, but that could affect your children's ability to go to school and eat, and for you to pay your house payment. That can be a big deal for a lot of people. And so in that case, if that is disconcerting for you, then, there are ways to mitigate that. And it's not by having more affiliate launches, because I believe that will backfire in the long run. And you don't want to sacrifice long-term success just because you're desperate right now. So the ways around that are to do some evergreen launches, use Facebook ads, or maybe some small to medium-sized affiliates that don't really need to be a part of the big launch, but you're just constantly going with them. Once a month you're launching with somebody whose list size is 3 to 10,000 people, and you're just running a launch for their list. And that will bring in, even let's just say 5,000 people, that will bring in enough sales on say $1,000 product. You can certainly sell 15 to 30 of those easy to a 5,000 person list. That's $15,000 to $30,000 just every month continuously. The other thing, like I said, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, things like that, to continually bring in that revenue. You can have some things like, whether it be coaching or consulting, that you just, you're doing a few times a month that'll bring in $500, $1,000, $2,000 here and there. You can do a membership site that's 20, 30, $50 a month that's continually bringing in that recurring revenue. So those are the ways where you can, this has been true in our business. And I'll show you what's been true is this part here. The peaks in our business have not been drastically higher than they were this time last year. They're a little bit higher. They're 20% higher, those peaks. But it's the valley. So here's I'll show you, here's our old business way down here, and then back up here, and then down here. And here's our new business. Just more of an ebb and flow, not peaks and valleys. And that honestly has been the biggest difference, because from us a year ago, there were literally months where we were paying ourselves $1,000, which doesn't go very far. Now, thankfully, the previous month we might have paid ourselves 20 times that amount. But really what has happened is that high-end revenue, our great months, are only 20% better than they were this time last year. But our low months are 100 to 140% better than they were last year. And I can tell you guys, as much as I love those big months and those big launches, what I love more when our valleys are not quite so valleyed. They're not so low. And that is much better for me and my stress and my family as well. So guys, that's how often I believe you can do affiliate launches. I really believe twice a year at most, and you make one of those your big one of them kind of a fallback or a smaller one where you don't go as crazy, and definitely don't try to compress them too much. Try to definitely keep them to twice a year and own at least one of those times, maybe both of those times. Like, we're going to have an April and an October, a February and a September, a January and a July, whatever it is. These are the months that we're going to own, and like clockwork, predictable as you can be, every year, our affiliates and our prospective affiliates, the industry as a whole, knows this is when we're launching. Guys, I'm Matt McWilliams from Affiliate Launches Made Simple. And if you're watching this anywhere other than mattmcwilliams.com, make sure you head on over to mattmcwilliams.com. I've got tons of free resources there for you. Whether or not you want to learn what I was just talking about, how to run affiliate launches, recruit affiliates, get them fired up and get them to really help you grow your business exponentially, or you want to learn how to make money as an affiliate and use affiliate marketing to supplement the core of your business, whichever one you want to learn, I've got tons of free resources over there at mattmcwilliams.com. I'll see you over there, and I'll see you in the next video.